we picked Dr. Elizabeth Ann Zinsser as the 7th president of Gallaudet.
No!
Was because she is a very talented educator who
The board has chosen a hearing president, preventing deaf people from getting what they want. They want to bring deaf people down. When deaf people prepare to succeed, hearing people bring them down.
They're still afraid that deaf people can't do it. That's what I believe. They're afraid.
We will get the information out that this is the greatest insult to deaf people of America. 26 million of them, and they are disgusted. No question about it. And I do not intend to sit back. We'll have an organizational meeting tonight to discuss what we will do about it. This shows that we are not the ones who are really deaf, but it is they, the board, who are deaf.
I feel like this is a nightmare. I can't imagine that Gallaudet University Board of Trustees would have chosen a hearing president, especially after our support at the Deaf President Now rally.
This is the end of the deaf world. The end of the deaf world. Incredible.
The students on Monday morning actually took control of the campus. They locked all the gates all around. Some of the administrators and some other people couldn't get onto campus. They had to stay out. That forced the Board of Trustees to come here to meet with some of the students, faculty, and staff. That's when we presented our 4 demands. The first one was that Zinsser resign and a deaf president be selected. The second one was that the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Spillman, resign. Third, there would be a 51% majority of deaf members on the board. And fourth, that there be no reprisals. These were the 4 demands. The board decided to ignore them.
We just met with the board, and they have refused to meet our demands. So shall we leave?
Is behind me, and as any board of trustees in any university, it is simply it is the role of the board of trustees to select a president. They have done that. It is the role of the board of trustees to remove a president. They have not done that.
Lady against the far wall in a white blouse.
I think it's time to enter into a meaningful dialogue with the new 7th president of Gallaudet.
We were impressed with Zinsser. She seemed like a nice woman. I thought she'd be more aggressive, come in, sit down, and announce that she is the president. But she was nice, very concerned, very kind and sincere. So we were able to get along and talk with her, but we were firm and straight with her. We did not get nasty, we just said what we had to say. She seemed to understand, and she wanted to work with us and try to work it out. She agreed to our demand of a board majority and with our last demand, but she wouldn't resign and wouldn't let Spillman resign. She wanted to learn, and she thought that she recognized our need to improve Gallaudet as a role model for all of the deaf community, for deaf schools all over the world. But that wasn't enough. Gallaudet as an institution really cannot represent us when our president is not deaf. With a deaf president running the institution, then Gallaudet could represent us to the world.
So yesterday, because I had been a candidate and wanted to be both reasonable and fair, I gave a statement recognizing the legal authority of the board to name the president of Gallaudet University. In fact, my personal reaction to the board's decision was and is anger. anger at the continuing lack of teaching. The students, joined by the staff and faculty, have focused the world's attention on the larger issues. I must now publicly affirm my support for the point of view held by the Gallaudet community. The four demands
I concluded, therefore, that the best way to restore order and return this university to its business of education was to pave the way for the Board of Trustees to consider the selection of a president who is hearing impaired. I tendered my resignation last night.
A deaf president, King Jordan, had been selected. There was excitement everywhere. Everyone was jumping up and down, shouting. Even the faculty and staff, even older people were jumping and shouting. We were thrilled. We couldn't believe it. Jordan was chosen. All of our demands had been met. There would be no reprisals. But the chairperson, who would the chairperson be? Phil Braven answered that he had been chosen. What a blessing. After that whole week of hard work, many students didn't know what to do. There was so much excitement. Everyone was running around. They were supposed to go to the field house. We all ran over there and people were drinking. That wasn't legal, but it was the law of the land for that week, so we didn't care. It was what we wanted.
Today I submitted my resignation from the chairmanship of the Board of Trustees of Gallaudet University and from the board. I took this step willingly because I believe strongly that it is in the best interest of the university.
Give the highest praise to the students of Gallaudet for showing us exactly, even now, how one can seize an idea with such force that it becomes a reality. My message is very brief but very important. That message is a deaf person can do anything a hearing person can except hear.